Okay. So, hello, namaste, herzlich willkommen, and hearty welcome to all of you. Happy Diwali to everyone. Today is the second day of Diwali, that is Dhanatrayodashi. And on behalf of Ayur Yogalaya and Consulate General of India, Hamburg, I, Dr. Priyanka Chorgi, would like to welcome all of you for this event of Ayurveda Day 2020, for the celebration of the Ayurveda Day. As we all know that Ayush has taken the initiative of celebrating Ayurveda Day all over the world. Before it was the National Ayurveda Day, and now it has become the International Ayurveda Day celebration. So before starting the event, I would just like to give a small introduction about Ayuryogalaya. So Ayuryogalaya, the firm which we have started, it is the word Ayuryogalaya, Ayurveda, the house of Ayurveda and yoga. As an experts in Ayurveda and yoga, we provide Ayurveda and yoga consultations, irrespective of the nationalities, irrespective of the person. We provide it all over the Europe. We are an association and institution where we offer different courses in Ayurveda and yoga in different cities of Europe. And now we have extended ourselves in research field as well, and we have done an MOU with MUHS, that is Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, in 2018, and with Genosis, that is a yoga center in Pune, in 2019. And we proudly participate in the India Week events, which are held every alternate year by the Regierung, that is the government of Hamburg and Consulate General of India, Hamburg. And we are also the members of the IFAD, that is Indische Fachgesellschaft for Ayurveda, here in Germany, where the Indian Ayurvedic doctors, who are the BMS professionals, we have made an association, and we are trying to emerge, and the budding emergence is going to take place tomorrow. So that is going to be the inauguration session tomorrow. So not taking much of the time, I would just like to say a few words about what Ayurveda Day is and why do we celebrate that. So Ayurveda Day is a very special event for Indians, actually, because this is celebrated on the Dhanatrayodashi, that is the 13th day of the lunar week. It's a lunar week of the month of the Hindu calendar. Usually, as an Ayurvedic doctor, or all the Ayurvedic doctors in India, what we do is we read the first chapter of the Sushrut Samhita, which has been made by, written by Sushruta, and his guru was Dhanvantari. And that is the reason we read the first chapter, and we give our homage, we pray Lord Dhanvantari. It is also that, yes, other part of the world, other Indians, they do the prayer of the Dhana, that is money. But for us, Dhanvantari is very important. So we do that. So before starting the event, I would just like to say one small story, that there was a tussle in between the gods and the demons, that is the dark and the light. And during that time, in this tussle, the gods won. And then there was an emergence of Lord Dhanvantari on this day from the ocean. And so it is called as the Dhanvantari Day. So during this darkest day, that is a new moon day of the month, of the Diwali festival, it carries a very powerful message saying that the light dispelling the dark. And for these many years, we thought these were from the Vishnu Puran, and we used to think that yes, it is in the Puranas. But this year, I really have this feeling that it has come so true. This year was so bad. Like from the starting, the first 2 months of the years were quite okay, and then there was a complete darkness, that every person had the problem, everyone had the fear. How do we tackle the problem of COVID-19? And because of that, the many dreams were shattered, life were destroyed, educations had disrupted, and still it is disrupted, having the second wave in Germany, and the health has collapsed. And this had impacted most of the a generation, this complete generation. So let us all come together, maybe not physically, but at least virtually we can come together and pray Lord Dhanvantari. So after lightning the diya, that is a lamp which I have here. So it is, again, we are doing it the virtual lightning. So we'll do the virtual lightning of the lamp, and then we hear to the invocation song of Dhanvantari by Kalyani Badguzar. So just give me the 2 minutes. So actually the honor should have been to all the guest speakers, but on behalf of all the guest speakers, I'm doing it. So please, your blessings, everyone. So after this, I would request Kalyani to take over. But before that, I would like to give us brief information about Kalyani. Kalyani is an MBA graduate, but a passionate singer, and she has sung many commercial music albums, and she's associated with Institute of Creative Excellence, an initiative by Balaji Telefilms, India. So now, Kalyani, the screen is yours, and we would all like to hear your voice.
Namaskar. शङ्खं चक्रं जलोका तदध अमृताघटं चारु दुर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिहृत्यां शुकपरिविलासनं मौलिं भोजनेत्रं कालामोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलासम् चारुपीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं निखिलगतवन प्रौढदावाग्निलीलं प्रौढदावाग्निलीलं
Thank you, Kalyani, for this beautiful song. It's so melodious. Thank you once again. So now we proceed with our program, the main program, with the inaugural address of our Consulate General of India, Hamburg, Mr. Madanlal Raigarji. Mr. Madanlal Raigar, coming from Sikar, Rajasthan, and serving the posts in Indian embassies and CGIs in different countries like Sudan, Canada, Sri Lanka, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and last was Madagascar. He is with us here from 2016. From the very first day we came to know him, and it is really a very nice association with the CGI. And I feel that Mr. Raigarji and his whole team has really redefined the definition of the Consulate General of India, Hamburg, actually, by knitting a very close relationship between all the non-residential Indians and CGI by affiliating us with the consulate activities rather than just being as an official activity. So even the students, the businessmen, or the normal Indians who stay here, all of them know him very well and very close to him. So please, sir, now the screen is yours, and we would like to have few words from your side. Sir, you're unmute. You're not. Please unmute yourself. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Priyanka, for your so kind words, and what a melodious voice from Kalyani. I welcome everyone, all the keynote speakers and all the participants for organizing this day today. So very good morning, namaskar. And because this Ayurveda day today is the 5th one in the series, and being celebrated in India and also globally with much fanfare, as you all know. And we requested Priyanka to be part of it, and thank you, Priyanka, to so quickly organizing it, not only with you and also gathering other keynote speakers from India and elsewhere, even America. As you already said, that Ayurveda Day is celebrated every year on the occasion of Dhanvantri Jayanti, which is Dhanteras, Dhantriyadasi, which is the birthday of Lord Dhanvantri, and it is, as you said, 13th lunar day in Ashwin month. It is believed that on this day, Lord Dhanvantri emerged with Amrit Manthan, Amrit Kalsam, and Lord Dhanvantri is an avatar of Lord Vishnu. He appears in the Vedas and Puranas as the physicians of the gods and god of Ayurvedic medicines. And if we go to any Ayurvedacharya, we find his photo on the wall, blessing the Ayurvedic practitioner. Ayurveda is perceived as one of the most ancient and well-documented system of medicine, equally relevant in modern times. Its holistic approach, whether for healthy individuals or for diseased ones, remain unparalleled. Prevention of disease and promotion of health is the main aim of Ayurveda. Lord Dhanvantri is considered as divine propagator of Ayurveda. He is conferred with the virtues of granting health and wealth. Therefore, Dhanvantri Jayanti was preferred for celebration of Ayurveda Day to nationalize this system of medicine, which can prove to be a cornerstone for its ultimate globalization. The objective of celebrating the Ayurveda Day is to further promote Ayurveda into mainstream, focus on strengths of Ayurveda and its unique treatment principles, reduce the burden of disease and related morbidity and mortality by utilizing the potential of Ayurveda, exploring the potential of Ayurveda to contribute towards national health policy and national health programs, create a sense of awareness in today's generation and promote Ayurvedic principles of healing in society. That's what we are doing today. Ayurveda is perceived as one of the most ancient and well-documented system of medicine, equally relevant in modern times. Its holistic approach, whether for healthy individuals or for disease, one remains unparalleled. Prevention of disease and promotion of health is the main aim of Ayurveda. This year, India will celebrate Ayurveda Day under the theme of Ayurveda for COVID-19, as we all know that we are suffering for last 7-8 months with this really deadly pandemic. The Ministry of Ayush, under which are all the subjects of traditional medicines are covered under it, has decided to organize various activities marking the 5th Ayurveda Day with a special focus on concerns related to the present pandemic. A webinar on the theme of Ayurveda for COVID-19 pandemic is being organized by today in India also by the Ayush. And we do also have another webinar by the Consulate in the afternoon at 2 p.m. So please don't forget to join that also. Today, in a ceremony in the morning in India, our Honorable Prime Minister has dedicated two Ayurvedic institutes, which the Institute of Teaching and Research in Ayurveda in Jamnagar, Gujarat, and the other one is National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur in Rajasthan, which happens to be my hometown also. Both these institutes are premier Ayurveda institutes, and these have now been given a status of institute of national importance to promote Ayurvedic research further. Today, during this event, the chief of WHO, World Health Organization, also sent a message about promoting the greetings, the Prime Minister and others, all Ayurveda practitioners on the Ayurveda Day. And he announced that a global center will also be opened in India to promote the traditional medicine systems for medical treatment. That's a great respect to Ayurveda and other traditional medicines falls under Ayush. Ayurveda is not a medical practice. It's a wider scope. It has a wider scope and covers various aspects of public and environmental health too. Government is making a lot of efforts to integrate Ayurveda, yoga, and other traditional medical systems into public healthcare system. As you all know that on 21st June, we celebrate the Yoga Day, which is the way to prevent, getting ill. So it is not only that we have to cure, we ensure that we don't get sick. So Ayurveda and the traditional medicines are also not only treat, but they ensure preventive medicines, and that's what Dr. Priyanka also doing here. And this also because the Ayurvedic medicine, the homeopathic medicine, and other traditional medicine are comparatively cheaper than the traditional medicines of allopathic. So everyone, even the poorest can afford it. That's the aim of the government. In fact, the celebrations of the festivals of Deepavali has also started now. Today, yesterday it was Dhanteras, and today also Choti Deepavali, and tomorrow the main Deepavali, and then Govardhan Puja and Bhaiya Dooj. So it's a long celebration of event. So I wish you all, the keynote speakers, my colleagues at the consulate, and the participant and public at large who joined, and later on they see the recorded version of this YouTube video. A very happy and prosperous Diwali and a very healthy Deepavali. Please stay healthy, please stay safe. This is a very difficult time, and follow the traditional way to remain healthy instead of getting to the hospital and getting artificial oxygen there. God bless you all. And we look forward to great session 8 with the speakers today. So thank you very much once again to all of you, and namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable words. It's really true that we are celebrating this Diwali virtually most of the times, but still we are going to celebrate it, and we are going to be trying to be healthy as much as possible. And now slowly, let's move towards the guest speakers. To be true, today's seminar or today's webinar is successful just because of Consulate General of India, Hamburg, and the interest of Madanlal Raigarji in this program. So slowly moving towards the guest speakers, I would just like to say that as this year, World Health Organization has said that the topic for the Ayurveda Day, is declared as Ayurveda for COVID-19. As most of us know that we still do not have a perfect vaccine for COVID, but still Ayurveda has played a very crucial and sustainable role in our fight against COVID-19. So while doing this at every step, every person, every smallest person or the health officials or as a doctor, everyone was going through fear, through worries, through stress as a normal response. So the health workers, managers, youngest of the youngest child, like that is of around 2 years old, could also understand, yes, there's something called as a virus or a virus that is COVID, and we are not supposed to go out. So they were confined to the walls. And because of this, the mental health was affected. At moment in Germany, we can say that around in these last 20 years, around 3 times the mental health problems have increased. The people taking the leaves due to the stress, due to the burnout, due to the Erschöpfung, what they say is around more than 30%. So just considering this theme, so I thought, why don't we take this as a theme of mental health? How can we keep ourselves healthy mentally? Because mind is a very important, it is sometimes very easy to cure your body, but very difficult to cure your mind. So we have to keep our mind healthy. So mental health and mental pandemics, how we can keep ourselves safe from that, because that is the new thing which might come up in future. So we have taken this as a theme, and I asked my Guruji, my sir, Dr. Prashant Suru, that why can we speak, can we talk on this, can we put some light on this? And then sir was really ready to really thank you so much, sir, that at such a short notice you could come. So I would like to give a very short introduction about sir. He's actually my guru. From whatever I'm right now in the field of Ayurveda, it is just because of my guru, Suru sir. And I would just like to say a few things about him, that he's a very renowned Ayurveda physician practitioner in Pune, and his master's in Shalakya Tantra. He's practicing pure Ayurveda from past 33 years and specialized in Panchabhautik Chikitsa, that is the healing with principle of 5 elements. So he has guided many students as well and propagates Ayurveda in different parts of the world. Almost he has covered all the continents, I can say. And he has presented many papers in peer-reviewed journals and has been awarded with the Ayurveda Bhushan Award, that is the pride of Ayurveda by Sandhu Brothers Association. He has served as a chief trustee of Alandi Pratishthan and also been the member of Government of India Committee for Selection of Santa Literature. As the list goes on, I would just like to say in one line that he is my guru, and I would just say that kaise gaun mein guru ke bin, tadpat machli jar ke bin, guru bin gavat ras nahi avat, sudharang mange guru ke naam, sudharang mange guru ke naam. So sir, please, I cannot just wait to listen to you. So now the screen is yours. Yes, sir, you can start.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, CGI, sir, Mr. Madanlal Raigarji. Thank you, Dr. Priyanka. Can I share my screen? Can I share my screen?
Yes, sir, you can share your screen.
Yes, thank you. Namaste. Welcome to this session. Good morning to all. I have been asked to talk about Ayurvedic perspective on mental health during pandemics like COVID-19 in the era of globalization. Let me just pray and take blessings of my Guru, Bruhatrai Ratna Vaidyaras Data Shastri, who taught me Abhyasat Prapyate Drushti. My sincere gratitude to all of you. I take this opportunity to thank organizers, Ayur Yogalaya, Germany, Consulate General of India in Germany, Ayush Department, Government of India. Can you see my slides?
No, sir, we can't able to see it, sir.
Just a minute. I will do it again. Is it visible now?
Yes,
Yes, sir. Now we could able to see it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So my sincere gratitude to everybody, Ayur Yogalaya, the CGI, Ayush Department of Government of India. Truly speaking, Ayurveda is now at global level and has proved its basic things at all the continents wherever mankind is there. Truly speaking, on this occasion of International Ayurveda Day, Dhanvantari Jayanti, let me pray for Lord Dhanvantari. Ayurveda Day, as it is mentioned, the Dhanvantari Jayanti Day. Dhanvantari, we pray for all healthy, happy, contented, and a safe life. It is incarnation of Vishnu. Dhanvantari emerged with Amruta Kumbha in hand, full of nectar for everybody, for the well-being and to restore the health to all on the globe. Deepavali, the occasion, the festival of lights, which enlightens the life and eradicates the darkness of the life. So, Ayurvedic perspective of it starts with pandemic is just like one terrorism, you can say. Ayurveda mentioned about Janapada Udvamsa. That means the imbalance of nature related to the gross elements is the cause. COVID-19 is just like that only. It is a terrorist attack to all of us. The global spread of COVID-19 is due to this era of globalization, traveling a lot, spread this disease all over and all over all the continents as well. When it was spread to all, the physical and mental health of many people were on stakes. It was a fear. It was a threat. The fear to all, to those who are suffering from COVID-19, the positive patients, even those who are not positive, non-affected patients, but they are worried whether what will happen to us in future. The relatives of those patients, their friends, all the medical fraternity, the treating doctors, and even the paramedicals, they were also under stress. The whole civilization, it was a fear. It is a fear of today and of tomorrow as well. What will happen? Health is wealth, but the threat is for health, wealth, and rather for the survival, bhaya and mrityu. Say, according to that, we should really pray for Dhanvantari because it has been mentioned, Namami Dhanvantari Devam Sura Surairvandita Pada Padmam Loke Jararuk Bhaya Mrityu Nashanam Dhataramisham Vividaushadhinam. So, Lord Dhanvantari, who can provide us and save us from the threat of death as well as of the fear and any pain. Jara is the aging, Ruk is the Vedana, the pain. So, to get rid of it, the Lord Dhanvantari of health, physical, mental, and spiritual health, Let us pray for him to save us in future as well. Ayurvedic perspective for the mental health. Now we can think COVID-19 has not received any confirmed remedy yet, and not the vaccine as well. We are not sure which treatment will prove 100% fruitful to all at all the global level. Physical symptoms are controlled nowadays up to certain extent, but the mental recovery of these patients is very gloomy. Mental symptoms observed, we can see at all ages. From the infant cannot express it, but the child of, as Dr. Priyanka said, of 2 years to of any more than 100 years. So the threat, the fear, the grief, anger, anxieties, excitements, agitations, even all other emotions are suffering with these mental symptoms. Ayurveda spells health with body, mind, and soul. So it has effective treatment and results and orientation to disease patient as well as for the swastha, the healthy as well. When we think, basic principle of Ayurveda is as in nature is in body. Whatever is in macrocosm is in the microcosm. Whatever we see in the nature is going to repel. Whatever we observe, whatever the experience we get from nature will react with us in same fashion by the same methods. And this principle remains truth at global level and easily acceptable by all the scientists. So it is unchanged for all. When we talk about that, yavantau loke tavantau dehe, that means as in nature will remain in body. We all are well aware of 5 gross elements called as Akasha, Vayu, Tej, Vayu, Apa, and Prithvi as well. So that is the basic principle of Ayurveda, which remain common to everywhere in the world. The life, inseparable allegiance of body, mind, soul, sense organs, functional organs, and every stimulus affects life on all levels and evokes appropriate response to that. So we should be careful for the uniqueness of Ayurveda. In some diseases, the imbalance affects to or vitiates Oja. Oja is the great concept of Ayurveda. That is more important because the essence of all tissues bring Oja. In such cases of COVID-19 and other diseases, we have to take care of Oja. Oja is purified or increased by sattvic diet, the proper diet, substantial sleep, which is very required, ahara, nidra, and brahmacharya, the celibacy. And proper digestion is the most important factor. If we are threatened, if we are under some psychological pressures and stress and strain, then our Agni is deployed. The fire power, the body requires Agni at normalcy. And then Ayurvedic perspective of mental health. Ayurveda offers counseling. It is not only counseling, it is Ashwasana Chikitsa. We have Dravyas. Dravya Chikitsas, number of herbo-mineral combinations, preparations are available in India and all over the world as well. Ayurveda helps with Adravya Chikitsa too. I can give some numbers, some easy herbs which you can use safely at any level. Jata Mausi, that is Northern stretches Jata Mausi, available in all the Western countries as well. Brahmi, Jyotishmati, Shankha Pushpi. Then we have some mica and other metal bhasmas like Abrak Bhasma, Trivanga Bhasma. Even for that pearl, Mauktika Bhasma, Raupya Bhasma, and Suvarna Bhasma. For rejuvenation, Rasayan concept of Ayurveda is a great potential. Purna Chandrodaya Ras, Makara Dhvajara Vati, or Raupya Suvarna Sudshekar, which may not be used in few countries because of the medicinal things. But Suvarna Siddha Jala, the water evaporated with gold or saffron, that is Keshar Siddha Jala, very easily available, and to drink that will help us to keep our mental health in positive way. For that matter, the uniqueness of Ayurvedic Chikitsa, all the basic principles of Ayurveda, once accepted, are unchanged for more than 3,000 years. It is not like that. One day we say this medicine is the best, and next day we say, oh no, sorry, it is not usable, and you should not use it for long. In Ayurveda, whatever we say, they are time tested, proven, and not only they are proven in human being and are safe in universe. So using them, the Ayurvedic perspective of mental health, we have prevention is always better than cure. To avoid or to delay with the help of Rasayan and Vayasthapana, we have some answers. Panchabhautik way, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, and Gandha. They are the qualities of 5 gross elements. To hear, listen music, you have to get some chats with your friends, consoling words, ashvasana chikitsa from your treating doctor as well as with your family members and all other friends as well. The sparsha, the touch, you can get that sparsha. Nowadays it is little difficult because of social distancing. So self massage will also help. Please apply oil to your body, pamper yourself so that your confidence will grow. Please meet your loved ones. Please see the scenic places. Especially, I will request you all to observe sunrise and sunset. Obviously, please keep care for the social distancing as well. But sunrise and sunset will keep your mind really in a positive way, in high manner, and to keep your mind in a proper way. These things are required for everybody. At the Shabda, Sparsha and Rupa, the look, but you should take the rasa. You should get that proper food. Eat food of your like taste with care. Substantial food intake should be there. No fast, nothing to worry. Yes, keep your belly a little empty for moving everything within your body. It is called as avakasha. We have to digest in a proper way. So it requires that space. Environment with pleasant smell, like flowers with fragrances, aromatic oils, essence sticks, dhoops, perfumes, sprays, room fresheners. So this is a Gandha Chikitsa. It is called as Triambakam Yajamaya Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam. Fresh and clean air, fresh water, clean water, environment, food, proper sleep, positive mindset, and it is most important, optimism about everything. Whatever God has gifted us, the life, we have enjoyed it. We should not say, why me? We should say, oh, I am thankful. Be grateful to all the nature and other things so that it will improve your achara rasayan. It is a specialty of Ayurveda. Sadvrutta Vichar and Achara Rasayan, which increases your capacity to accommodate yourself within the nature. You should take care of nature, so nature will take care of yours. Sattva Vajaya Chikitsa, chanting mantras also help for these things. Ayurvedic perspective for that, yes, as I said, Adravya Chikitsas, chanting mantras of Ganesha, Kartikeya, Hanuman, Saraswati, Rama Raksha, even Bhagavad Gita, all these will help to keep our moral great. Mahamrutyujay mantra or any holy guide and books of your race, of your religion, of your belief, and make yourself happy that I am supported with the universe and I am supported by everybody in the world who is going to help me. So with this positive note, I wish you all the happy and the healthy Diwali, positive mindset, proper diet, proper sleep, and yes, not to forget proper exercise as well. It will help your mental health. It will keep you fit. And I'm sure with these things, I hope you will be getting this healthy Diwali, happy Diwali. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such a nice presentation and such nice words. It's really true with the Panchabhautik thought. As you said, like we have Akasha, that is Himmel or the ether, what we say. We are able to hear the sound in this post-COVID era, because we always refer as pre-COVID and post-COVID era nowadays instead of BC and AD. So in the post-COVID era, really we have to just keep on hearing. Even with the Agni we can see, but only thing that we miss in all the five Mahabhutas is the sparsha, that is the touch. We cannot just be in contact with anyone, but still just virtually meet everyone. This is how we are doing it. And also the Acharya Rasayan, which you have said, it's really very true. We have to follow that so that we can keep our mental health stable and healthy and self-pamper ourselves. Really, it is very helpful for everyone. And I just feel like saying that when the Guru, our own Guru tells us, then you really get to know it more. Even if we know, but when the Guru tells it, it really gets registered. Like we say, Adnyana Timira Andasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Eva Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So he's the one who actually opens your eyes. So I really feel very thankful. Thank you so much, sir, for giving such a nice speech.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So after knowing like how with Ayurveda we can sustain this COVID-19, how is this important? How we can prepare ourselves, our mental health, our physical health in this challenging situations. So sustainability has become a very important and challenging topic in the present era. Let it be any science, any being, or any technology. It will face a challenge and there will be a test to see whether it can sustain the present challenges, the present things which come across it. And as I think, or as all of us know that Ayurveda is around 5,000 years old, as we keep on saying that, but still till date it is relevant, it is valid just because it could sustain all these things, all the problems, or every time, in every 1 decade we hear some or other thing against or for Ayurveda. And then still we have to just see that how the science sustains it. And I feel there are many challenges outside the South Asian continent, Southeast Asia. So now we have to know what are the challenges when we come during the globalization era. We should also know that what are the challenges that Ayurveda faces out of the South Asian continent. And about this, we have a very special speaker here who comes from Paris, and she is Ilinka Dumitru Blancard. So Ilinka, you're going to be the next our very guest speaker. So I'd just like to give a little bit information about Ilinka. Ilinka is brought up in Paris and she's a former civil servant at European Commission and European Parliament. She is specialized in social affairs and health policies. Ilinka accompanies private and public stakeholders in assessing and developing positive impact projects in social economy and green transition sectors. So she is also an expert in European Commission on the social economy canvas. And personally, she is a passionate follower of Ayurveda and yoga, and she supports Ayurveda and yoga through all her actions and loves traveling and meet new people and new culture. So Ilinka, we are waiting to hear more from you. So Ilinka, now the screen is yours. Please proceed.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Priyanka. I hope you can hear me well. Perfect. Thank you, Priyanka, for inviting me here, for having me here this morning. Thank you to the CGI Hamburg as well. Thank you very much to all of you. So just like Priyanka said before, I won't share my screen. I will just say to share with you some ideas and some challenges that Ayurveda is facing at European level. I would like first of all to highlight the fact that we very often we speak about the Sustainable Development Goals, but we forget that Ayurveda is part of these Sustainable Development Goals. The Sustainable Development Goal number 3 on health and well-being that it does not include only the medical sector, but also all the traditional and complementary medicines. So on the European market, the development of Ayurveda is a difficult challenge because just like all the traditional and alternative medicines, it faces a sort of natural barrier related to the fact that the modern scientific and medical community does not really recognize nor promote the Ayurvedic medicines and its treatments. And secondly, in Europe, Germany included, the Ayurveda's development is impacted by several parameters of very different nature, whether that is legal, regulatory, political, organizational, and economic. There are two issues, according to me, that are at stake for a proper development of Ayurveda in Europe. One of them is the recognition, the awareness raising, and the education. So about 22 years ago, the Ayurveda's recognition by the World Health Organization as a traditional and complementary medicine was a really crucial step towards its spread outside South Asia, just like Priyanka was saying before. But it was most recently that the WHO medicine strategy, 2014-2023, that really developed the aim to support all the member states in developing proactive policies and implementing action plans that will strengthen the role of the traditional medicine that plays in keeping populations healthy. So this international instrument helped Ayurveda get a foot in Europe. And nowadays we can say that there are Ayurvedic practitioners, Ayurvedic products in most of the European countries. However, as I'll tell you a bit more after, these small actions do not foster awareness raising, nor they ensure a proper recognition in the EU 27 or the 53 WHO member states. And actually, there's an important challenge for all Ayurveda stakeholders in Europe, that is boosting the promotion of Ayurveda towards all levels of our societies, whether that is from patients to professionals or from the work, the world of work to the in the health sector to the private circles. So this promotion to a larger public and the ability to mainstream Ayurveda must go hand in hand with a stronger development of the knowledge, of the education, and the research on Ayurveda. And it's true that there's been some recent developments with the visit of the Chancellor of Germany to India, and during this last visit, the Prime Minister Modi shed a light on all the strategic aspects for the further development of Ayurveda in Europe and worldwide. Nevertheless, the COVID-19 pandemic put a hold on all these developments. And apart from the recognition and research education aspect, there are also the regulatory issues that we are facing here in Europe. Many of us know the European Union as the regulatory beast because its rules, its regulation, its laws are more and more recognized as good practices by third countries. And among all these different economic sectors, the health sector, I would say that is probably one of the most regulated. And it's not really a surprise because it really touches to an extremely sensitive issue, that is the protection of consumers and patients, all citizens, all of us. And therefore, in order to minimize this impact of uncertainty, the precautionary principle plays always a role in the healthcare sector. And as far as Ayurveda, there are two issues that need to be addressed if you want to see Ayurveda being developed throughout Europe. So first of all is the recognition of the practitioners' qualifications, because some of the practitioners follow courses here in Europe, others they go to India or Canada or United States. And in all of the cases, the main question is how to establish a framework that enables professionals to practice Ayurveda and to offer services in all the member states where they're established, while ensuring the highest standards in terms of patients' protection. For this, the WHO a few years ago, back in 2016, issued a publication of benchmarks for training in Ayurveda that I can share with you after if you want. And but this publication has never really served as a basis for the decision makers at European level to imagine a new set of rules to fit the reality also of the single market, where, as you know, services, they have the freedom to move across the state. So service providers, such as an Ayurvedic practitioner, can move from one country, from one member state to another to offer their services. And the second issue that we must tackle is the entry and circulation of all Ayurvedic medicines in the EU single market. And although Ayurvedic medicines are based on natural herbs, their safety depends also on their method of administration, individual needs, and so on. And in order to ensure the three main criteria that the EU sets, that is safety, efficacy, and quality, that can lead to an authorization into the EU, the challenge might be sometimes higher for Ayurvedic medicines than for conventional medicines, and mainly also due to the lack of research and studies that is out there. And therefore, to be able to tackle these two stakes of regulation and awareness raising, we need to look into depth and understand what are actually the issues that hinder the development, and what are the three levels, the three dimensions that we can tackle in order to have the regulatory and the education aspects being boosted. So one of them, obviously, is the legal dimension. And in the legal dimension, what is very important is not to forget that that the EU public policies, the EU law, follows a strict legal framework in the European Union. So regarding health and education, because these are the two main aspects that are important for Ayurveda to develop, it's member states that have first and foremost the right to establish rules on the public policies regarding health and education. And the European Union, the role of the European Union institutions and bodies is to coordinate all these national policies, the 27 national policies, but only based on the framework of the national law. So in in practice, the consequence is that if we want to develop Ayurveda in Europe, we need to open 27 doors in order to discuss the key issues such as the recognition of Ayurvedic doctors' education and qualification, among others. Nevertheless, I would say that it's important that the biggest issue is that all countries, all the member states of the European Union, they are looking a bit at each other to see who's doing the first step in order for others to follow. And from my point of view, it is very important that all countries, all the stakeholders in the 27 countries, they get activated, whether that is in first place, second place, whatever, in order to show that this evolution is possible. And I would put as an example the impressive, the amazing job that ANVA, the Dutch association, has done in order to have Ayurveda recognized by the private health insurances. It has taken them a lot of time, but the developments are there. And ADAVED, the German association, is also doing quite amazing actions at national level. After, of course, we cannot forget that there's the political dimension that we cannot forget, and there is a clear political trend in Europe when it comes to health and social security system budgets. And more national governments, they want to adopt plans to stop reimbursing those cares that they consider being judged as inefficient, too costly, or simply unnecessary. And just like, for example, a homeopathy. And some countries even started lobbying at the European Commission to have revised the directive that classifies homeopathic products as medicines. Of course, behind this, there's also the lobbying, the big pharma lobbying that takes advantage of the current situation. From the international point of view, there was an agreement, or almost an agreement between the EU and India for an ambitious free trade agreement. Nevertheless, the negotiations were in the de facto standstill in 2013, and since then nothing has really moved. So there's for sure also a lack of political empowerment to develop the traditional and complementary medicines across EU. And finally, of course, we have the economical dimension. Just like I was saying before, regarding the pharma lobbies, the Ayurveda does not play in the same category than the huge pharmaceutical and traditional medical sectors, because, as we all know, these two sectors are very powerful economic industries that employs millions of people every year in Europe, and their lobbies in Brussels are key lobbies for the development of the coordination policies that the EU can have regarding the member states. So there are for sure that there are ways, there are solutions, there are doors to be opened for Ayurveda. The main issue is that supporting organizations need to punch somehow above all their weight and to play very well their best cards. And even more now, when we are at the beginning of we will be on the 1st of January 2021, will be at the beginning of a new multi-annual financial framework, and there will be a huge amount of money, public funding, that will be put out there, and to be used for the relaunch of the economy, of the healthcare sector, and so on. So it's up to all the stakeholders, the civil society, and so on, to take this opportunity and to move from there. And that should be all from my side. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, you can contact me, and I'll be happy to answer them all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilinka. Thank you so much. It was really very nice presentation, actually, what you did, and a lot of valuable information and upgradation to our knowledge as well. We have one question in the chat box here from Mr. Rakesh. He says, health insurance system in Europe does not support Ayurveda or homeopathy, so many people can't afford it. Is there any easing policy change going in EU and by Ayush as well? Also, ordering medicine loaded with heavy metals are not allowed. So,
yeah. So just like I was saying before, the Ayush, the free trade agreement between the European Union and the government of India, hence Ayush, has been stopped. There are political issues at stake, and the health insurance system, again, the health insurance system in Europe is a main competence of the EU member states. So each member state, they will take decisions at national level. There will be a national policy being implemented, and the European Union will only coordinate. Will coordinate into a very broad framework. So the role for me, the role of Ayush for sure must be to push and to raise awareness at EU level, so that, for example, the members of the European Parliament can go back to their circumscriptions and tackle these issues, speak about the stakes that are at play, and how we can change really at national level. Nevertheless, the policy change, the real policy change, cannot really come from the European Union, because, just like I was saying, is not a main competence of the European Union. So it must come from the German government, from the French government, from the Dutch government, and so on, in coordination, of course, with the European Union. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ilinka. Thank you so much. Really, thanks a lot. I just see in the chat box that there is one more question for Dr. Suru sir. About when Suru sir had mentioned about the mantras. So Mr. Rakesh had asked that, are these mantras also work or do they also work differently for different body doshas type?
Yes, they have their different fields. Actually, Ramaraksha is especially mentioned for the total body. Hanumana supposed to be the Vata Putra, Vayu Putra. In such conditions, for diseases regarding Vata, Hanumana Stotra and other things are there. For mind, we know Ganesha, Kartikeya, and Saraswati for the intellect. They have different fields, powers, and according to not only physical Prakriti, but for the mental Prakritis, they have different powers, and we can use them according to the requirement of that particular patient.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Actually, to say that though Ayurveda is a medical science and it is incorporated in India as a culture. So when it comes culture, so we also see the prayer, this part which has been taught from the childhood as well as the medicine part. And when these two, because just when we say that you are supposed to pray, or just do these things without the scientific when we just tell about the scientific reasons behind, sometimes the layman do not understand. So the our Rishi Munis had tried to incorporate it in our culture so that it can be developed in that form and everyone can benefit from it. So there are many certain research works actually going on in Hamburg University as well, from the Tantra, in South Asian department to Tantra, and also in Jamnagar. If they are more interested, they can also go through these papers which have been published in Jamnagar University also on these. Okay. Yeah, so let's move ahead with our next speaker, and the very awaiting speaker, because it's more the visual experience that we are going to have. Till now we also saw Surusa's presentation, then we heard their voices, and now we will have one more visual thing. And as Ilinka actually discussed about the challenges, sustainability, and the main challenge, which I felt is always portraying the real image. So how we portray the image of particular things. So who does the main portraying of the image, and then we try to perceive it. So every person has got his or her own perception, how it has been portrayed in the world. So advertisement industry plays a very important role. And same way, the media is a very important role which plays in portraying any kind of thing. And as we know that it incorporate, every person has got their own way of taking it. So our next speaker, that is Geeta Desai ji, she's a very simple person, very much down to the earth. If you meet her, you will never really feel the gala thing around, but she just touches your heart. Her work has touched your heart, and I would really recommend to see that. And she's a homemaker, but a director. She has directed three films till now. One is Yoga Unveiled, Raga Unveiled, and the third, the very important and very dear one to me, is Ayurveda Unveiled. She's a homemaker with 2 kids, a resident of Los Angeles who has spent her 8 years of her childhood in India, and her father who had participated in the freedom movement in India. And she's a very proud Indian by heart. She practices yoga very regularly, and slowly she realized that there is, as she stays in America. So frankly speaking, right now it is night 2 o'clock, early morning for her. And thank you, Geetaji, that you're here even in this night. So, and when she started practicing yoga, she realized that, okay, there's some missing link actually. I mean, when she goes to India, there is different, the way India takes yoga or India takes Ayurveda, their percept is very different. And when it comes to the Western world, it is very different. So she's thought that why can't I just bridge this missing link? And for that, she understood that the main difference is the difference of the culture and the difference how it has been portrayed. So she had many questions, and she thought of directing a film because there are many books available, but not everyone can go through these 1,000 books. But just by seeing one particular picture, one particular movie, it just has an impact on you, and you understand it faster than reading the books. So she directed the movie Ayurveda Unveiled also. So let's hear more about the movie and more about her work from Geeta Desai herself in her own words. So Geeta ji, the screen is yours now. Yeah.
Surely. Thank you, Priyanka ji, Dr. Priyanka, and Raigar ji. Everybody has been wonderful so far. It's an honor to be part of this event on Ayurveda Day, and happy Diwali to everybody as well. Priyanka, should we first show the trailer so that they have a context as to what I'm going to be speaking about? Is that okay?
Please, I would request Ilinka to show it, and she will be sharing her screen, Parminder ji. So please allow Ilinka to share.
Yes, permission is already given.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Just a few minutes for the technical team. Yes, now we are here.
Edge of recorded time, when men and gods merged and walked the lands of ancient India, reveals a remarkably mature civilization. Collectively, they strived to examine and uplift human well-being from every angle.
Ayurveda is one of the most ancient and most comprehensive system of healthcare that is known to humanity.
We are talking about Ayurveda as a science of enhancing life. This needs a very comprehensive approach.
So Ayurveda gives the details of how to do this.
Ayurveda takes us from simple things like diet, lifestyle, daily routine, emotional interactions, slowly and very gently to a deeper understanding of the self.
The teaching genius of the sages devised daily routines called dinacharya, one of the single most powerful Ayurvedic tools for maintenance of health and well-being.
So what we feel, what we think, what we live is reflected in our body.
It has such detailed explanations of effects of every single food item imaginable.
These are the common spices used in Ayurvedic cooking. These spices alter the quality of the food.
The food may not be the problem at all, but how we're consuming the food, how we're living while we're eating this food. Actually, the most important thing is how is your digestive fire working? How strong is your Agni?
It doesn't just look at the structure or the chemistry of the physical body, but the internal and holistic unitary life force behind it, which is called prana.
Life force itself as a universal power which sustains the material world.
What you exhale, the tree is inhaling. What the tree exhales, you are inhaling. If this alignment happens consciously, this will lead to a phenomenal sense of well-being within you.
India's sages derived a bedrock of insights upon which Ayurveda and all Indic knowledge systems were built.
Yoga and Ayurveda, they have their origin in the supreme knowledge of the self.
Within the human body, the 5 elements manifest as the Tridosha, or the 3 organizational patterns.
The more self-knowledge we have about how we are put together as self, that will benefit us substantially.
Health is the dynamic balance between the essence and the waste in the system.
You have to strengthen that equilibrium. So sleep, diet, the bulk of Ayurveda is wellness.
Our bodies mirror within all that's in the outer world. Nothing is exempt from this total embrace.
In Ayurveda, the focus is on what is at the root of all of this? Why is this happening?
Some patients of rheumatoid arthritis might get one herbal preparation and some might get another one.
It would also be a touch, a thought, a sound, and it could also be a light.
That's what Vedic medicine is. It's spirit-based. The Ayurveda is trans-scientific, that it accepts the methods of science but also goes beyond it.
Having validation through measurement and precision with the modern tools that we have, all this will help in creating a better framework for understanding biological correlates in Ayurveda and yoga.
Every time you see a patient or a client, you educate them about themselves.
Empower your patients to be their own doctors.
And so you're generating a lot of counter momentum from all these different ways. And you're doing it much faster and much safer.
When they start doing what they always wanted to do, the cells began to feel themselves in a place where they were naturally supposed to be.
So that's healing.
So it is not about prevention and cure, it's about making the body work at its best.
Pure, unbounded intelligence provides the blueprint for the proper functioning of the whole physiology.
The state of perfect balance, wholeness, harmony. And that is the basis of Ayurveda.
You say yes to life, you say yes to things that are supportive of you. And there is inner intelligence within you that is universal, that will show you what is right for you.
Which is the wisdom which resides within each one of us. This is something that should not be forgotten.
And so it is with Ayurveda. Harmony within and without.
Just amazing. So please, Geetaji, we would like to have a few words of yours.
Yes, thank you, Priyanka, for allowing this the platform to share my film. This was the 5-minute trailer of the most recent documentary that I have released about a year ago. And that's called Ayurveda Unveiled, the Art and Science of a Life Well Lived. And it's the total length of feature length is about 5 hours long. It's a textbook film, actually. It's a whole journey, the story of Ayurveda as man knows it. And I know there have been lots of discussions about treatments and what to do about, COVID and many things, and it's across the board. Today, that's the main topic, how do we stay healthy? So the relevance of Ayurveda and Diwali, actually, just to make a very profound observation that I made is how pervasive Ayurveda is in the Indic culture. Is beyond. I mean, the genius of the sages never failed to amaze me how beautifully they integrated Ayurveda, the principles of Ayurveda, into Indic life. So if you look at Diwali and you look at Ayurveda, coincidentally, the Ayurveda day falls in the Diwali time. The cleansing that we do of the homes and decorating and the concepts of keeping our bodies clean at every cellular level is so similar. Diwali itself signifies, kind of the victory over good, over rather evil, and victory over knowledge versus ignorance. So, well, what is Ayurveda? Ayurveda, every step of the way, the sages have shown us this victory at the cellular level. I mean, the intelligence of each cell is awakened, no matter what they prescribe, whether it's a herb or lifestyle or waking up with the sun or eating at the right time. Everything, the goal is one, singular one, is to keep the health of each cell. I'm not talking about the body, cellularly, so intelligent, so awakened, so vibrant that there is no question of illness as far as in most cases, I meant. Illnesses happen, but Ayurveda is about how not to get sick. And the prescriptions are so simple. I mean, it's a moment-to-moment awareness about how we sit, eat, breathe, and live. So a knowledge of life. So this is what really amazed me, Priyanka. as I got closer and closer to understanding the simplicity, the simple beauty of these traditions that were absolutely part of life. This was the genius of the sages, that how they made it alive in everything we did, so that it never became a separate, even Ayurveda. Nobody talked about Ayurveda. My grandmother never talked about it. She just lived it. So this is how I think we should bring it into our lives. Not look at it as a subject or Ayurveda day. I mean, yes, of course. I mean, I'm fully about these kinds of events where we can talk about it and meet and exchange ideas. But eventually it should be part of life. Like that was the design of the sages. Let us honor it, because it'll be much easier and the world will be much healthier. With fewer and fewer resources going into making it something very mystical, and it's a simple thing. It's simple. Live with nature, live with the rhythms of nature, and there most likely be no question about illness. I mean, the immune system will be tipped up. Every cell is awakened. That's it. That's what amazed me. So I leave you with questions, Priyanka. I mean, this is just my little testimonial about how I feel about yoga, Ayurveda, and the Indic genius. Yeah.
Ma'am, could you also please tell a small something about your journey from a homemaker to a director? How did you get this inspiration, and how what do you feel right now about it? That is really very nice. We would like to know about it.
Yeah, basically, I'm a very creative person. In my head, I have lots of ideas and I can see them finished. Anything that I kind of conceive, I can see it as a finished product. So that was in place. But when I saw this missing link in society, in the Western practitioners of yoga, I thought that it would be a great offering to bring yoga. First of all, Yoga Unveiled was made in 2004. It was released in 2004. Raga Unveiled, another 4-hour documentary on Indian classical music, was released in 2009. And last year I released Ayurveda Unveiled. So it was almost like an offering, but in a film medium, not writing books about it, but show the Western minds with the overview, the story of yoga. Where did it begin? Who was Patanjali? What is Bhagavad Gita? How are the Yoga Sutras? How did it come to the West? Who was Vivekananda? And then the modern yogis Hatha yogis who brought yoga to the West. How does that tie in with health? So I had very famous doctors speak about how they use it. So these films are offerings, if you can look at them that way, from us. I mean, my kind husband funded all the 3 films, and it took 16 years of my life in the making, because small teams, small budgets, but the films are multi-hour, so there's a lot of work that went into the production. And it's just been a learning journey. I wasn't trained as a filmmaker. I didn't even own a cell phone when I first made my first film, 2004. I did not have a cell phone. I hardly knew how to work a computer, but my passion and my devotion and my ideophoria was very, very high. So those things came into play. And the other thing is, talking about Ayurveda and health, I'm very fit. I can physically take a lot of burden. So, the filmmaking is not an easy task, documentary filmmaking. So I could physically handle what was in front of me. And here we are with the film. So I sincerely hope everybody, in the world gets to watch it, because it's very, very self-empowering. That all 3 films. And that's how our traditions are. Putting every responsibility into our lap and empowering us at every level. And that's yoga for me. That's Ayurveda, nothing else, that's it. So that's been my journey, Priyanka.
Thank you, Geeta. It's such an inspiring story, and really inspiring for all the homemakers, that if they have a passion, if they have a dream, I think they can do it, even though they do not know as you said, like you didn't even have the cell phone and did not know how to operate a computer, and then to a director. Oh, amazing thing. Yeah, we will try. Maybe this year it was not possible because of COVID, but next year during the India week, we will try to put some show of your film or something in Hamburg. And I would
Yeah,
even
sincerely
the CGI, because it's really amazing films about India, about Indian culture. Many of the consulate generals can also have it to portray something when it comes to portray India. So it's an amazing initiative, actually. Very nice.
all the three films are the only ones of their orientation in the world. So Yoga Unveiled is heavily used by teacher training programs all across the world. So my vision is to get Ayurveda Unveiled into every teaching academy, because the spirituality, the spirit, the essence in the film of Ayurveda is completely intact. That was my objective. That this commercialization, which is wiping out the spirituality, that is the hallmark. In fact, that is the hallmark, and we're losing it. So if the students, if the doctors, even the consumers watch it, there'll be so much more respect and conviction in these traditions. And I have chosen some of the finest speakers and scholars and yogis and doctors in the film, as you've seen, Priyanka. So they really are very impressive. So I hope everybody watches it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you so much. Thank you everyone to be a part of it. And now I would, Mr. Consul Rathi sir and Gulshan Digra sir would like to give a vote of thanks. So now the screen is yours, sir. So please.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Bika. Namaste, Guten Morgen, good morning and bonjour. Honorable Consul General Sir, our most valued speakers, participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed my pleasure to present the vote of thanks on the occasion of celebration of Ayurveda Day 2020, organized by Ayush Yogarle Hamburg, together with the Consulate General of India Hamburg, on this auspicious occasion of Diwali. So my greetings to all of you on this auspicious occasion of Diwali. And on behalf of Consulate General of India Hamburg, I take this opportunity to express my gratitude to all the speakers. And I think it would be very unfair if I don't take their names specifically. So the honor goes to Dr. Prashant Anansuru, Ms. Elinika Dumitru Blancat, and Ms. Geeta Desai. Obviously, it has been quite informative and inspirational to come across all of your wonderful ideas about the Ayurveda, which is quite relevant these days, especially under the current pandemic. I also express my gratitude to Dr. Priyanka Shorke for coordinating with the speakers and the consulate for organizing this event. Let me mention that Dr. Chorge has been associated with us during many of our events in the past. And if I remember correctly, it was during India Week Hamburg 2019 last year, when I had first attended her lecture on Ayurveda. And incidentally, it happened in the same consulate premises where I'm standing right now. And soon it was followed by her series of online lectures during the initial months of the current year, which I found quite interesting and impressive as well. So our special thanks to her for partnering with the consulate on all these occasions. And I do look forward for more such occasions in the days to come. And before I wind up, let me remind you all that we have another online event coming up on 18th of this month at 1000 hours, and that is German India Business Summit. So in case you are interested, so please log on to our website and social media handles for more details, and we would like to see you. And thank you so much. Stay safe, stay connected, and happy Diwali greetings to all of you. And over to Dr. Priyanka. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Raji. Thank you so much. Yes, so today we have tried to celebrate it as an International Ayurveda Day from people from India, from US, from Paris, Germany. Thank you everyone for being a part of this program. And once again, thank you, real thanks to and gratitude towards Consulate General of India who had given their collaboration as well. So once again, everyone, thank you so much and happy Diwali, Shubha Deepavali. So enjoy.